evening. This is David Lynn, and you're with me for a Tuesday edition of Coffee Talk. It is 7 p.m. Central Time, Tuesday, December the 23rd, 2025, and you're with me for Coffee Talk number 542 Livestream. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you're drinking plenty of coffee. And who do we have in for the first visitor? Joseph Moore, my friend. How are you doing, Mr. Moore? How is the family? It's good to have you in the live stream. I'm glad you're doing great. I'm drinking 3-in-1 coffee. Probably shouldn't be drinking the sugar, but it's the holidays and spoiling myself. Yes, my wife has been wrapping presents. I gave my daughter a new phone. Well, actually, it is a reconditioned, opened iPhone 14 Pro that is supposed to be in excellent condition. I ordered it unlocked from Amazon. The phone with 256 gigs of memory. I got it with a protective case and glass that goes over the screen. And all told, tax, title, license delivered, it was just under $500. Now, a new iPhone 17 would be about $1,400. And I don't think that's the top of the line one. I think that's just, but, it is what it is. Uncle Al, thy bullfrog 79. Good evening, sir. Thank you for coming in. I was just telling Joseph that I'd given my daughter an iPhone for Christmas. And I had it charged, fully charged, and she basically had to put her SIM in it, and it transfers. Excuse me, drinking coffee. Pardon the slurp. When a few more people come in, I will do an unboxing. Ooh, a heavy box. Box. Hey, box, I wonder what's in it. Uncle Al always says, you gotta have something other in your pocket to start a fire. Well, we got some of that. I oftentimes carry a Zippo. Yep, lighters. 2 5-packs of Bic lighters. I'm gonna give a 5-pack to the wife and have a 5-pack for me, and I just put a couple of them in my carry bag. Uncle Al wants my pocket knife. This is my favorite carry knife, my favorite pocket knife. It's a Smith & Wesson. Uncle Al wants my pocket knife, my Bic lighter, and a snack. I usually carry either peanut butter crackers, or I'll carry like some sort of energy bar. Usually have a couple of bottles of water. Coffee creamer, yes, coffee creamer. You only drink decaf? No, I can't drink decaf. I have decaf, but I don't drink it. If I drink decaffeinated, it's got to be like hot tea. You know, a tea. I'll sometimes drink like a chamomile, put a little bit of honey in it. Hot tea. I like a good black tea. Got caffeine in it though, but it's a good black tea. Miss Anne Marie Angel. She stays up quite late. Right now it's about, if it's 7 o'clock here, a little after 7, it's probably about 1 o'clock over in the UK. Anne Marie and Gary were talking about food for Christmas, turkey, how expensive it is. Gary had made a brisket and he was complaining about how expensive the brisket was. Wasn't a big brisket. And they were talking about an 8-pound turkey. I said, 8-pound turkey? Good, that's a chicken. That's a decent sized chicken, you know. A turkey at 8 pounds. Our turkey, and I say this respectfully. I'm not making fun of, you know, but I think the wife weighed 23 pounds. I had to help her, you know, with it, and pretty good sized turkey. My daughter and her husband will be over tomorrow. We'll have Christmas dinner, Christmas Eve dinner. They're spending Christmas Day over at his family. They spent Thanksgiving with us, and so they're spending Christmas with them. So they're coming over for Christmas Eve, and you know how that works. You know, you share, take turns, all that sort of stuff. Hillbilly Josh, my friend. Brisket's good. Pork butt's good. We have a ham. My wife is out there slicing it. Um, and she's cooking a turkey. 325 degrees for 5.5 hours. So I have to let her know when it's been 5.5 hours. I've got the timer on my phone going. Gary, we were talking about you. Your ears should be ringing or burning or whatever you want to call it. We were talking about that brisket of yours. I guess the price of meat's a little higher over in the UK. I feel for them. I feel for y'all. Um, I really do. I miss the days, and I didn't live to see it, but when Britain was called great, it was Great Britain. Now, uh, need to throw out all the liberals. Need to throw out all the Sharia law types. Drinking coffee. I wanted to be careful what I said on their live stream. I said I didn't want the religious police showing up at their house or apartment or wherever. You know, it's like, oh, God almighty. And they said they might show up at mine. Well, if any of the Sharia police show up at my house, they'll be met with what Uncle Al would use. Oh, Lord. Yeah, it was great back in the 70s and 80s. I'm a little bit older than you guys because I remember the 70s and 80s. I was in school, high school in the 70s. Yeah, back in the days, it was great. 6 in the house, 4 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. So I will open this up box. I'll let the missus have the colorful ones. 2 5-packs of Bic lighters. And I'll take the green and blue. But Uncle Al says you got to carry. Hello, Melinda Elliott. Thank you for coming. Uncle Al says you got to carry 3 things in your pocket. You got to carry something to cut with. So this is my favorite knife. It's the Smith & Wesson. It's got a, well, one, I can cut cord with it if I need to, like, I can cut, this is to rip or to cut a seat belt. To break glass, it's got a punch on the end of it. It's got a real good grip. You know, real good grip. Cuts well. Smith & Wesson. I paid about $25 for it several years back. I'm going to show y'all another one. This was given to me by a friend of mine who is no longer alive, a justice of the peace that I used to work with. I used to take kids to court when I was a principal, and he had given me this. This is something that, like, they would carry. It's got the same stuff as this other one. It's a nice knife, and it's got a sentimental value because Judge Robinson, the JP, gave it to me, and he was involved with the responders, first responders, and the volunteer fire department, you know, and he'd drive the ambulance. He was justice of the peace, and I would take kids to truancy court. He was very supportive, retired military, good Baptist, Southern Baptist. Yoda, my friend, Yoda. I'm catching you, Dave. No, I'm not, but I am going. I was joking about I'm catching Uncle Al. And honest to God, I might be moving up a little bit on him as far as numbers are concerned, but he's still 500 ahead of me. I'm not catching anybody, but I am making progress. So I released my subscriber giveaway today. When I just checked it, it's got 20 views. And yesterday, I released something. I'm trying to remember what I released yesterday. I released something yesterday. At any rate, still drinking the coffee. I suffer from old timers. I'm an old timer. Oh, good God. Excuse me. Oh, man. So I did release the subscriber giveaway today, and most of the people in the chat right now, minus a couple, were in the hat. And when I drew, Enrique Trevino came up. So he was the first one I drew. He goes jokingly as Unkai. He also sometimes will has a channel that he'll is called Dad's Advice for You. Very good supporter, and he won. He was the winner. I was joking about it. He was the winner of my 100 subscriber giveaway on my backup channel, and he I drew him, and then I went and I drew a second name just to show everybody, and it was Dave Yoda. I drew a third one, and it was Joseph Moore. So, like I said, 8 people, and Uncle Al, you were, and Melinda, you were. Your names were in that hat because y'all had met expectations, requirements, but only 8 people. You know, I wasn't very happy about the fact that only 8 people. You know, I had 20 some odd people that had left comments on the last video that I had done. And then I started backtracking 4 more. And when I started backtracking, people started dropping off, you know. And then there were people that hadn't left comments in the last video that left comments on others. So I probably had about 100 people between those 5 videos, different people leaving comments, but only 8 of them consistently, you know, statistically, there are about 100 people that really pretty much consistently patronize, you know, what I put out. And then there's another group that periodically, and like in the last month, I've had about 7,100 different people view some of my stuff in the last month, probably a lot of them shorts and such. But Ark Wildman. Hello, Ark Wildman. Been a while. Thank you for coming. Ark Wildman Survival. Good guy with a good channel. So anyway, and like I said, I just opened up 2 5-packs of Bix. I had a little trouble. I'd had a delivery, had 2 things delivered, 2 bags. 1 bag was empty. It had been opened. Didn't have anything in it. I had to call, yesterday I had to call Amazon customer service and explain to them. And I said, I don't even know, because I order so much stuff, I don't know what was in there that I'm missing. So I said, well, let me check this out, you know. And it was a very nice lady that I had difficulty understanding her because of her accent. I'd say she's probably from the Indian subcontinent or Pakistan. I think that Amazon hires a bunch of people that, you know, represent them there. So she had a real, or it was an immigrant, somebody who had recently, last generation or whatever, because she had a real strong accent. And I had a hard time, kept on having to say, could you say that again? But I got that cleared up. And they gave me credit, and they gave me double credit for it. So I just need to reorder. And I got my truck. We got our truck yesterday. I probably need to post a picture of it, you know, if I didn't already do it. And I know I sent some people some pictures of it. But the person who sold us the truck took a picture of us in front of it. You can tell my wife is a short lady from the picture because I tower over her. She's 4'9", and I'm 6'3" when I, you know, or I used to be 6'3" when I'd stand up straight. 9 watching and 10 likes. Thank you for the update, Uncle Al. We're about 20 minutes in. That was it for the coffee. So I will be doing another subscriber giveaway when I hit that next number. And I'm getting closer. Got about 30 to go. So I would encourage you, if you want to be in the drawing, and mind you, there were only 8 in the drawing this last time. Only 8. Please make sure that you leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I will have released. So I released one today. I released one yesterday. And at some point in the next few days, I plan on doing, because Dave's asking me for it, the menu number 4, USMRE menu number 4, which is the spaghetti, which is my favorite main in the 24 that they have. And there are several that I really love. I'm working my way through the 2 cases. I'm on menu number 4. So I'll be releasing that one in the near future. Uncle Al is at 2670. You go, Uncle Al. He's about 500 ahead of me. Right at about 500. Yes, the white truck. It's a very nice truck. Very nice truck. Very nicely equipped. I have to take it over Monday to have the rhino coating put in the bed, and they're going to be doing tinting the windows, so both of the side windows, because it's a quad cab on either side, and the back will all be the same shading, darker shading. There's regulations about the front glass, so I can't make it really dark. They have to be able to see through it. And got it on my insurance. I got a great deal on the insurance, $288 for 6 months with Progressive. You know, I've got a very good. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it in mirror tint. I'm just darkening it. It's a 4-wheel drive quad cab. It's a nice one. White with a charcoal interior. It's very nice. Yeah, very nice. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's predominantly for my wife and for us to go when we go camping. I've got a camper that I bought this last spring, and it'll haul our camper trailer, which I keep saying I'm going to show pictures of that. You know, I'm going to do a video or put together a little video of that, and I haven't done it. I've got footage of it. I need to put it together. I'm sorry. So at this point, I believe somewhere along the line, we're on around 101. So we're going to go with topic 101. Yesterday, I basically hit topics dealing with the oil situation, the refining situation, the legislative situation, and I did that in my news, because I did a Coffee Talk News, which was about 7 minutes long yesterday, and about 3 minutes of it was me basically putting together and making my 3-in-1 coffee, showing the 3-in-1 coffee that I just got in. It's very good coffee. I just got through drinking some of it. And I talked about the situation with the gas stations and the refineries shutting down, and you know, the situation. And there's a lot of stuff there's a lot of stuff right now in the news about it. And they're, you know, in a semi-panic, because it's really going to affect the cost and the supplies. It's not only going to affect California, it's going to affect Arizona, it's going to affect Nevada, which they get most of their fuel from California. It'll affect them. And Oregon and the state of Washington are in similar situations. Oregon does not have any refining capacity. They get all their fuel pretty much from the state of Washington. The Washington state has five old aging refineries. If they start shutting some of that stuff down, Oregon and Washington will both be screwed. So, topic 101, reports by the Associated Press. CNN, MSN, ABC, CBS, and Fox News, Sky News. 3 data centers caused a massive power outage hitting San Francisco, shutting shops and restaurants and causing traffic chaos as signal lights went down. Driverless Waymos stalled or crashed, unable to navigate, trapping passengers inside. Saturday, the city was in darkness. 130,000 homes and businesses have restored power by Sunday evening. Still, 17K customers remained out of power. Cleanup and repairs are ongoing. Those data centers that they're putting up require a lot of power. A lot of power. What they're putting up just requires so much power. It is, I don't know what to tell you. It's something. It really is. I don't know about, they confiscated a couple of tankers. I don't believe they're going to be able to just say, hey, we're just going to keep the oil. We're not going to pay anybody for it. I think they're just basically doing it to try to, I think that's basically, one of them I think was going to be bound for China, I think, because they import most of their oil. Topic 102. 7 states and Canada are affected by solar storms this week. As reported by USA Today, Space Weather Center from NASA, NatGeo, all of Canada, American states affected by the Northern Lights or Aurora Borealis, Alaska, Idaho, Minnesota, Washington State, Montana, Wisconsin, North Dakota. From Tuesday the 23rd until Friday the 26th, some flights have been canceled. Solar storms. Solar storms. The sun is on an 11-year cycle where it fluctuates. It goes from peak to minimal over a period of 11 years. It just cycles. And I think we're in the part of the cycle that's pretty heavy duty. Pretty heavy duty. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Topic 103. Reported by the White House, Wall Street Journal, Trump administration halts all offshore wind projects due to possible national security violations. 5 projects in Massachusetts are being investigated by the FBI and DOJ for links to the Chinese and foreign governments involved. China has its fingers in every bloody thing. They're trying to buy up the country. They're buying property near military installations. They're playing the long game against us. And the current administration is trying to hold them accountable and trying to limit their, trying to stand up to them. Topic 104. Reported by Newsweek, Sky News, Fox News, MSN, CBS, CBC, ABC. Massive storms hit the north or the west coast. Alaska, Oregon, Washington State, Utah, and California are affected by heavy rains, snow, and high winds. California bans snow travel over the Sierra region. 3,500 flight cancellations and delays. Snow expected from 7 inches to 3 feet. It's a lot of snow. Highway Patrol advised winter gear and weeks worth of food and water per truck and car. Freight trucks and trains are turned back. Yosemite and Sequoia National Parks are closed, currently being evacuated. Winter is here. Los Angeles and San Francisco. Mom of 4 boys. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? Good to have you. Los Angeles and San Francisco are expected major flooding, flash flooding, mudslides, and debris slides from the major burn areas, from the massive wildfires, possible blackouts during Christmas. Trump administration warns people to have a bug-out bag ready and prepare to evacuate. Meanwhile, Governor Newsom quotes, "What rain?" Mayor Bass cannot be reached. Her office says she's on Christmas vacation in the tropics. No help from bureaucrats. CNN reports sunny and beautiful weather for Christmas. Blames the weather as racist. Racist weather. Well, Jake Tapper on CNN, he's one of their big guns over there. When they arrested the individual that was suspected of having done the January 6th pipe bombs, they said it was a middle-aged white man, and they showed an image of a 30-something black man. But they announced that it was a middle-aged white man. But then the picture that they showed was, and people are really razzing them over that. That was really something. That is really something. That is really something. I don't know what to tell you about those people. They're a joke. They are a joke. SD Mountain Man. Hello, Scott. Thank you for coming in. So I will say again, you know, Uncle Al's always saying 3 things you need to carry in your pocket. One of them is a knife. My Smith & Wesson. It's a nice one. Can cut cordage, can break glass, got a nice blade on it. I don't know. I'd have to check to see what they cost today, but I got this a few years ago. $25 over at Academy. And he was saying, you gotta have something to make fire. You gotta have something. I carry a Zippo in my pocket sometimes. But I just got mail call today. 2 5-packs of Bic lighters. I'm going to give one to my wife, one for me. And then he says some sort of snack, which I usually carry peanut butter crackers or some sort of protein bar, Cliff Bar, or whatever. It is what it is. KP Heathen, my friend. How are you doing? Just got my Black Friday knife. That's cool. Black Friday knife. That's cool. Sheriff said he'll no longer allow mugshots. Let me see that one again. Allow mugshots to be published as all people see is blacks. Well, majority of it, unless they're Antifa, in which case they're 35, 40, 45-year-old ugly white people. And I'm talking about ugly people. When they arrest a bunch of those Antifa terrorist types, they all look mentally ill, and they're all, pretty ugly looking white people, middle-aged, young, 30s, 40s. Topic number 105. 11 in the house, 12 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Reported by the White House, CNN, ABC, MSN, Fox News, CBS, NBC, Sky News, NHK, all of the regular suspects. Massive shortages of essential goods caused by a Biden administration. Activist and Mr. Autopen, starting January the 1st, 2026. Well, let me tell you this. Starting January the 1st, 2026, your insurance, your health insurance is going to be going way up. Way up. We switched my wife's from an HMO to a PPO. And her policy is going to cost me right at about $620 a month. That's my wife's. I have a retirement insurance with the state, and it has not gone up in 8 years at $200 a month. It's good. I have good insurance. And it's Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas, and it's through a teacher retirement system through the state. It's good insurance. They have never went up on me. Knock on wood. My wooden roll top desk. Massive shortages of essential goods caused by Biden administration, activists, and Mr. Autopen. Starting January the 1st, 2026. Chlorine shortage. Beer shortage. Oh, dear God, that's going to really affect the Bohemians. You're going to be affecting their beer? Oh, that's going to really affect the Bohemians. Aluminum can shortage. Steel can shortage. Soda shortage. Carbon dioxide shortage. Oxygen shortage. Nitrogen shortage. Canned vegetable shortage. All corn products shortage. Canned soup shortage. Canned corn shortage. Yeast shortage. Flour shortage. Canned meat shortage. You better go out and get your canned meat. Spam shortage. Oh, not spam. Dairy product shortage. Seed and garden supply shortage. Beef, pork, and poultry shortages. That's not good. Not at all. Sugar shortage, cooking oil shortage. Good news, fuel and non-food items are going down as rapid increases in food prices. Yeah, certain things are going down, certain things are not. It is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. What I heard about that, and I haven't seen the design of it, I would think it's more like a heavy cruiser, like a cruiser type ship, but they're describing it as a battleship, that they're going to build a new class, and they're starting with two. The first one's going to be called Defiant. Defiant, I guess. I don't know. They got a name for it already. And it'll be interesting to see. They're going to be retiring their cruisers. They have a class of ships, a cruiser. They're all fairly old, 40, 40 odd years old. And most of them have been updated with the latest Aegis or later, Aegis defenses and such, Aegis system. They've got those vertical launch tubes in the deck, over 100 missiles that they can launch various types of missiles. But they're planning on retiring that class, and apparently they want to build a couple, and I don't know if they're going to have like huge guns or if they're basically just going to be missile platforms with defensive batteries and such. I don't know, but they'll be bigger. It'll be a bigger class of vessel. I think I would basically just replace my cruisers. Um, the Arleigh Burke class destroyer is a good sized vessel. They keep updating it with different updated blocks, levels. And they're building. Matter of fact, I think there's three new Arleigh Burkes that are basically being completed and will go to the fleet this year. There are three of the new generation of attack submarines that will go to the fleet this year. There's another what you would call escort carrier. It's got the well deck and everything, but it'll be able to, with the F-35s, they've got one of those that are going to go to the fleet this year. They are building ships, maybe not as fast as the Chinese, but better quality than the Chinese, and they're building blue water Navy ships. The stuff that the Chinese pretty much has is basically just to try to, design that they want to basically try to take Taiwan back. Yeah, they said something about that it would have hypersonic missiles with nukes, like tacticals, maybe. You know, a lot of the a lot of the stuff that they're doing, they're basically going back to the way things used to be. Um, since the Soviet Union dissolved, a lot of the treaties that Russia had, or the Soviet Union had with the United States, they've been abrogated pretty much by the Russians. They're uh, they're not honoring these treaties, so why should we? You know, and they're talking about they're going to go back to doing underground nuclear testing. You know, yeah. we pretty much have a really good submarine fleet. We have really good submarines, attack submarines and such. They're really high quality. And we have more of those than basically anybody else. They're building a new class of boomers, the missile subs, that'll replace the ones that are in existence now. We have like 14 in existence today, and they're going to build like 12. The new class will have 12. The British have 2 or 3. The French have 2 or 3. They're both using, they both have ICBMs. We supply the British with the missiles, and they put their own warheads on them. The French have their own, you know. So I think the idea of doing a nuclear test is to make sure that the old stuff works. Like taking a tactical warhead that's like 40 years old, 50 years old. Some of that stuff is pretty old. Most of it's pretty old. And detonating it in a controlled situation to verify that they still work. Like they question, because you got to update certain things, electronics and certain things have to be periodically updated. They question whether the Russians have the technicians, the abilities to update their stuff. So it's questioned whether will all of the stuff, if they got into a shooting war with the stuff that the Russians have, would a lot of that not work or detonate or whatever? You know, they question that. They've retired a lot of their big submarines, the Russians. The stuff that I mean, they're building new ones, but not that many. You know, not that many. Yeah, and they can recycle stuff. They have a new um, generation of ICBMs to replace the Minutemans. They're working on that. And they'll use warheads that they have. Under treaty, they were decreasing the number of warheads that they have. That's just like, you know, the Russians retiring a lot of their submarines and then having to, you know, they have to cut them up, and they have to basically cut out, and they have to try to safely store the fuels, the engine compartment in those things. They have to, you know, they got them and they store them, and then like, what are you going to do with them? Where are you going to put them? You know, as they start cutting all that stuff up. They melt the steel down to reuse it. You know, they reuse that stuff. It, you know, it is what it is, what they're doing with it and everything. You know, they talk about the Europeans starting to rearm, the Germans starting to, everybody, they're scared of the Russians. They think the Russians might start a war with NATO. They're worried that the United States won't support them. You know, the United States had asked them to spend more money. They were saying that they should spend like, maybe, I think they're spending like less than 3% on defense, and they were wanting to spend 5% or whatever. And now the Germans are finally waking up, saying, you know, they're trying to rearm, and they're trying to, um, they're worried. The 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 Poles have really been spending money on their military. You know, they've got some really good tank forces. They got really good ground forces, and they're worried that the Russians will try to start a war, you know, or fight NATO. It's everything they can do trying to handle Ukraine right now. You see how they're bogged down in Ukraine. Could you imagine if they had to take on NATO with all of its modern? Um, the other thing they say is that, you know, if Russia went at it with NATO, they'd have to almost instantaneously, like back in the days, if the Soviet Union had attacked Western Europe back in the day, way back in the days, we would have basically had to use tactical nukes to try to defend against, because of all their divisions and their tanks and everything. That we would not, or they'd roll over them. So they would. It was in their battle plans that very early on they would use tactical nukes against, and battleground nukes, what they would call them, battleground nuclear weapons. Well, I mean, the idea is that if the Russians got into it with NATO right now, or the United States, because of the disparity in what we have and what they have, they're saying that the Russians would probably start using tactical nukes. You know, because they're not, the Russian military today is not the Soviet Union's military. Yeah, no more free rides. No more free rides. And that's one of the things, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Well, for Dave's benefit, you still there, Yoda? Lurking around? For your benefit, Dave, I'm going to start working on my menu number 4. It's probably going to be a 20-minute video, and I'm sorry to say it'll be a 20-minute video, but I really cannot do a decent MRE review in less than 20 minutes. So it will probably be about a 20-minute video. And I'll be doing menu number 4, and that'll probably be the next video that I release. So remember, and I've said this before, if you want to be in the possible, you know, you want to be in the next giveaway drawing, you need to leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 long form videos I will have released. So the video that I released today, the video I released yesterday, if I really, before I got about 30 more to go or so, the video that I'm planning on doing, the menu number 4, that'll be a third one, and then a couple of the older ones. So, and there may be another one before I, you know, but you need to leave a like and a supportive comment on each of those, each of the last 5, you know. And you need, you know, and I'm trying to be honest with what I'm doing. So if you leave off and miss one, you know, in fairness, I can't put you in the drawing. Sometimes, well, I thought I left a comment on that one, or I thought I viewed that one, and you didn't. And a lot of my videos, they're not that long. A lot of them are like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Most of them are shorter, unless I'm doing like one of those reviews, in which case it'll be close to 20 minutes. But gotta learn Mandarin. I don't think that's going to happen. But it, you know, it has close to 1 billion people that speak Mandarin, or there were prior to all the deaths over there, probably from COVID. They lost a lot of people They won't admit to it, but one way we know that they did was all of the purchases of funerary urns, because they cremate over there. So massive, massive, massive funeral homes, massive orders of funerary urns. Yeah, you've heard mountain lion is better than prime rib. I don't know. I don't know. I never tried it. I've never tried rattlesnake, but I hear it tastes like chicken. Don't don't desire eating any of it either. You know, it's just it is what it is. But I'm not. The language you need to learn is a second language is Spanish. If you look at the demographics, if you look at all the foreign-born people living here, the majority of them are from Spanish-speaking nations. What is everyone's plan for Christmas? Turkey and ham. The daughter and her husband are here from um, they're here from Fort Worth. They're going to spend Christmas Eve with us and open presents, and then they'll spend Christmas Day with the outlaws or the in-laws, whatever you want to call them. And they spent Thanksgiving with us, so they are spending Christmas with his parents. But they'll be over tomorrow for food and for presents. Got to share, you know. It is what it is. Got to share. Yes, eat food. I bought a real nice cake. No, that's not the one with the baby. That's my daughter in the valley. Different wife. This one is with my wife, not the ex-wife. So no, um, that's one I'll probably see. Oh, I don't know. I got to make arrangements for that. So I had been releasing 2, 3, sometimes 4 shorts in a day, and they're getting pretty good reviews. In the last 48 hours, I probably had about 5,000 views, which I'm really impressed with what all, considering, and it's all shorts pretty much. I have been releasing posts to let you know that I'm doing a live stream or not doing a live stream. And I have released a couple of videos, and I'll be releasing another one, and they're not getting the type of views that they used to get, but they're getting views, you know. And then the shorts are just basically going buck wild. They're getting tons of views, especially when I do one of the fur babies. I've done a couple recently of my dog Catfish, but I'm going to release one probably later this evening on my other dog, my female dog Maya, and we'll see how that one goes. So everybody, I appreciate you coming in, and I ask that you be in prayer for Dave's recovery, be in prayer for Uncle Al Sato's health. Um, Pray for our nation, and hopefully, and I don't know. I don't know that I will do a Christmas Eve live stream. I don't know that anybody'd come in on it. I'm not going to do a Christmas Day live stream. It may be Friday when I do my next live stream. but I'll let you know if I'm going to. I will be releasing shorts, and I will try to release that menu number 4. I've got to do it. My menu number 4, USMRE, the spaghetti one. David requested that, so I'm going to try to get that one done this week. Everyone, remember the Scout motto is be prepared. And everybody, please have a blessed day. And early Merry Christmas. And hopefully we'll all have a Happy New Year. Thank you. Blessings. Bye-bye. I enjoyed it. It was a good one.